It has stupid awesome Jeff.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. I am Alex Dingman.
I'm Jeff Doss. What's up, guys? We are pumped up. We got an action-packed show today with lots to talk about. So yeah, we're excited. It's gonna be fun. So, Alex, how you doing, my friend?
Man, you know what's
Yeah.
crazy, Jeff, is I was like deathly sick, like for a while.
Really?
And this is the
Okay.
best I've sounded for a while. Like
Okay.
literally, like right after the show last week, like
Uh-huh.
my voice just went to like 30 octaves like lower for like a few days. So
Yeah.
I sounded sick, but I wasn't. So it was just like my voice sounded cooler, you know? But
Yeah.
it wasn't like it was like a level of cool, like a distinguished, like deep. And
I understand.
scratchy,
I've kind of been
groggy.
the same way the past few days. It's
Yo,
been weird.
so but
Yeah.
then I was so busy, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I didn't have a moment to stop.
So
But then
Richard,
Sunday is just like, pow! Now you will be down.
yeah,
Dude,
Yep,
let
that's
me
the way it works.
tell you about my weekend quick. I gotta do this quick. So, Lindsay and I, we got all new concrete in our driveway,
Thanks, Jackson.
and patio, and sidewalks and everything, which is like just trying not to curse. Stuff is not cheap,
Yeah.
right? It's like everybody's got something. I must say a number, and then everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, you got ripped off." I get the sky, but it's whatever. It's thousands upon thousands of dollars to do.
Hey Joe, thanks for listening.
Tens of thousands. What's up, Joe? All right. So we do it, and then of course there's issues, right? Oh, the pitch is wrong. It's going into your house. Like, it was the whole point when we're doing this thing. What are we doing here? But so we had that to deal with. Then Friday night, I DJ a daddy-daughter dance, right?
Okay.
I'll do whoever wants to pay me, by the way.
Right.
Putting that out there. I don't give a damn. Right? I'm just trying to get some reps, guys. I'm not on the DJ Ant Live. I'm not on the DJ Scribs level yet, guys. I'm not on Andrew Caliban's level yet. I'm just trying to get as much reps as I can, guys. But I'm actually getting a lot better.
That's awesome.
I'm doing okay. So anyway, I'm doing this. It was super cool, right? So these people asked me, would I do it? I was like, yeah. Can my daughter come? And they were like, oh, cool. Yes, it's for a Girl Scout troop. No problem. She can come. It's great. I didn't think about this. So there's probably like 50, 60 girls there. And my daughter doesn't know anybody. What is the purpose here? What am I doing here? All right. So, which I was really, and all of a sudden she like gets a little gun shy, and now I feel horrible because I'm like, I'm stuck mixing, right? And she's near me, but doesn't want to go converse and interact with everybody because she's nervous because she doesn't know anybody, and they clearly know everybody.
Right.
I'm like, what did I just throw her into?
Right.
Fast forward 2 minutes. She's playing Ring Around the Rosie with all these other girls. I'm like, all right,
that's awesome.
This is fantastic.
That's good.
We
It's always
had
scary at
ourselves
first, right?
Yeah, well, the scary part is I'm behind my table, and I hear, kid you not, listen to this. I'm at my table, I hear, Luisa's stuck in the elevator. It's my daughter's name, right?
Yeah. Oh God.
And then one of the other parents is like, "Who's Luisa?" Because obviously they don't know her all the time because she wasn't part of it. And I'm like, "Excuse me, she's what?" Right? No, she wasn't. She was just going up and down the elevator, whatever. So that was cool. Saturday, my wife used to run all the time, right? Lindsay used to run all the time. She has not run at all. Someone was like, hey, will you run in this like 5K like benefit that we're doing? It's for this. She's like, oh, sure, I'll do that. And I'm like, Lindsay, you haven't run like at all. You sure about this? It's just 5K, which she then coerced me into doing one in a couple weeks. Right,
Okay. Yeah,
dude, it's a
that's
big
how it
difference
works.
between her doing it and me doing it. So she freaking wins, right? Like of all the
Wow.
women, like she wins. I'm like,
Wow.
That's
All right.
awesome. And then obviously, homeboy from Kenya wins. Dude
Yeah.
ran it in under 19 minutes. I think it was like 18 minutes and change, right?
Uh-huh. Nice.
So I'm like, she basically ran like a 6-minute mile. That's fast. That's pretty fast. But the whole time,
Yeah.
all right, whatever.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Whatever. Man,
So
that's crazy.
yeah, that was cool. And then I had another gig the night that later on that. Oh no, my daughter had her dance recital. There was no shortage of events. My
Man.
daughter has a dance recital. Then I have another gig. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
I was packed over the weekend.
It's
What about you,
crazy.
Jeff?
Man, I was home and kind of the first weekend to be able to relax, but that didn't really. That's not really the way it is when, the daughter comes home from college. So you have all the stuff to unload and unpacked, and the house is full of things, and we're trying to figure out where to put it all. So it's a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that made the weekend a little different, but was great to have everybody together and back. So, but other than that, it's just been a busy, hectic week because I have belt graduation and everything this weekend, and a seminar all on the same day that I'm doing, and Kick Picks coming in to do another photo shoot and school shoot all within the same weekend. So I just said, yeah, let's just throw it all in the same weekend to get it all done.
So, I mean,
Yeah, sometimes
it's
it's
not like
better.
you're gonna have a light weekend. You might as well
No.
just get it all done.
Exactly. It's better to do it all in one instead of
That's
spread it
kinda what
out
I
throughout the
did.
whole month. So, yep.
Yeah.
Well, guys, as always,
What up,
as you
PDD?
guys know, we are sponsored by the Virtual Fight Tour, and we're excited to get out there and see what's happened for Put Up or Shut Up. That is September 22nd, 23rd, I believe. I think the tournament is the 23rd, King, New York. The 22nd is the team fighting event, which will be, put your $1,000 up for men's teams. If you want to have a women's teams, put your money up. There hasn't been an amount set yet for that. So let's go. I mean, I know lots of teams that can do it for the women. 2 people, let's see it. And men, just start registering now. You can go to VFT's website for that, or you can go to My Uventex and look up Put Up or Shut Up and go ahead and register. So
I think after the battle,
yep.
it should boost quite a bit. I don't know. Maybe it has. Maybe there's 30 teams that have signed up. I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm not sure yet either.
They don't let me on the inside.
Yeah.
Even though we are the inside.
That's
we are
right.
Inside scoop.
We are inside scoop.
Certain
We should,
things,
right?
They probably don't tell me because I might just say stuff.
That's true. That's true.
But which I won't if you tell me not to, by the way, guys.
Right.
If anybody wants to give me a little nuggets. But anyway, so I feel like after the battle, I feel like we're gonna start to see the stuff start to be like,
Yep.
all right,
Agreed.
we're it. And maybe it would be when you get like a team like Gypsy, right?
Mhm.
I like using them because they're a local group of guys, right?
Yeah.
And they're
But
very
they can
good.
do some damage. Yeah, and
They
if
want
they at the battle, if they can beat a couple of top level teams, then you're kind of like, all right, let's go. We can do it, And then several other teams, even a young team like a Velocity could do it,
That's what I'm saying.
with their, there's so many. If we see some upsets, I feel like more people are going to come out and do it. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And here's the deal, guys. If you register for your team, you get your division free the next day. So you're going to go do that. If you win, you lose, whatever. You have another opportunity to win money the next day at Jesse's event.
Jesse's doing the right thing for the sport. Absolutely. It is. I would say this. It's not without stress. There's no way what he's doing is just easy to do. Right?
Yeah. We're going to talk about that, Drew.
Oh, yeah, we are.
Yeah,
There's a lot of moving parts for things like this. Jeff, this just to run a karate tournament.
Yeah,
right.
It's a lot, man.
When you have all the officials and you have all the registration done. It is stressful.
Yeah.
So this guy is basically like he's paving the way for how people can not just do something different in the sport,
Yeah.
but to really keep the sport alive and going.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
Now,
would the
again,
past couple of years have been without VFT?
it's true. It's true. And you know what? We're not going to talk about it right now. We're going to talk about it later. We're going to talk about, another one right now with the Kaj that is trying something. It's completely different,
Nope.
but they are trying something new to push the sport forward. So we're going to talk about that. So stay tuned. You guys came to listen to that. Don't worry. We are going to get into it. We're going to get into that. Maybe I shouldn't even have put in the that in as the topic of the show, but let's go into. So again, if you haven't yet, go to my Eventex and get your team registered for Put Up or Shut Up, VFT, and guys, just keep supporting Jesse and those guys. All right, let's talk about another one we need to support. Our man Ross Levine. We saw
Another
his
KO.
amazing TKO, the spinning kick, which was an awesome, like the way it hit was like a spinning hacks kick kind of, it was just
Exactly.
perfect. It was beautiful and right on the note, like just perfect, just to stop the guy enough, because again, if you weren't trying to come after that, I don't think it would have been good.
You know what? Do you remember his interview after his Glory KO?
I can't say. Yeah.
There's a little tidbit in it.
Okay.
And as soon as I saw that kick, I'm like, same damn thing. Right?
Yeah.
He said, because he said he had him shaken right before in his Glory head kick KO. Right?
Yeah.
Beautifully done, by the way, Ross. Right?
Yes.
He said that he could kind of tell the guy was stunned. He goes, if I hit him one solid shot, he's going to go down. Might as well be a head kick.
Right.
Smart ass dude, right?
Yep.
So he did it. He mixed his hands. He switched his legs so where he didn't know, and then kapow, guy goes down. Brilliant. Yeah. I thought this was similar. I thought this was the same damn thing. I thought he did the same thing. Knew this guy's done. He's toast. Might as well make it a spinning kick knockout.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Might as well. Yeah.
And we reference him so often, but Ray did the same dang thing with his most spectacular knockout, right? When he was in Denver, I think it was Glory 16, whatever.
Yeah.
When he hit the guy with the 2-touch. Hey, sport karate people,
Beautiful.
we were impressed. We weren't as impressed as the rest of the world because we'd seen him do that before.
Right.
But we were impressed, right? If you watch that knockout, sometimes you don't get the full context. Ray almost had him knocked out.
Right before that. Yeah.
Right before that.
Yeah.
And knew, might as well make it a,
exactly
jump spinning kick. Right?
Yeah.
Ross, same dang thing. Spinning axe kick to the face.
It was great. And what's cool about it is because the way that their mat and everything it's like a perfect.
It was like a ghetto stomp at the same time.
Yeah, it was like it was crazy. So it's kind of like the cage in MMA, but that's straight up. This has a tilt in it, so it sets you up for those kicks.
Because he was laying down. That's what's weird is he was basically laying down, but like the mat held him up to where it's like, loophole, you're still standing.
Yeah, you're still standing. Yeah. And there was a couple of spots where he was, actually right before that, where he was like wanting them to stop it because he thought he was on the ground. No, you're on the edge, dude. Like that's live. So, and he's had several fights in there. He should know that, So that was kind of odd, but I'm looking forward to, to Ross, fighting for the title. I think this is a great setup for him. I think Karate Combat is excited to have him on board. A guy like him, not just a great athlete, not just a great fighter, but someone who comes from a different world that's going to bring, a big following in, but also an intelligent guy. Like we're talking about someone who knows so much. He's a doctor. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Like we got a real smart guy that's going to be a great, figurehead for that company. So I'm hearing that maybe they're going to have a live show sometime soon. So that's going to be a big deal for them.
It would be a really big deal.
Yeah. So
I mean,
also tonight, Ross shared too today that Steve Wonderboy Thompson shouted him out on a podcast and said that this guy is the real deal. He's going to be the one to take that company to the next level. So big shout out.
And there's guys like that, like obviously because of the style of martial arts that we do, we like guys like Wonderboy.
Yeah.
Because he looks like the stuff that we do. You know what I mean? That's
Right.
why we like. That's why we like Michael Page too.
Yep.
Which I said it before. I'll say it again. He's a better MMA fighter than he ever was a point fighter, and he was a very good point fighter.
Yeah, and he has a title fight, or he had one. Yeah, he didn't fare very well. He lost over the weekend.
You know what though? I know that. I was still. You know what though? Let's go.
Yeah. No, I know. I mean, again, he's doing a great job in staying up there. He's only lost 2 fights, so. And this guy, yeah.
One was a crazy. It wasn't like a fluke, like you got knocked out, but it was like.
Yeah.
So
this fight was just the guy wrestled him down and wrestled him down and wrestled him down. He didn't want any part of the stand up. So.
Right. Which. Early on in Michael Page's career, and we don't have to talk that much more about him, is I felt like they fed him like some cheeseburgers because he was such a highlight reel. And for those of you guys who don't know, cheeseburgers. Jeff, you know what I'm talking about when I say
I know what cheeseburgers is.
Because I said this to somebody like, I don't know, like a few weeks or a few months back, and they're like, what do you mean cheeseburger? Like, all right.
I've heard that for years.
Right,
come on now.
Cheeseburger, for those who don't know, are those that don't even know. Like they don't know that they don't know.
Right.
Like they're a layup, right?
They're just getting eaten.
They're just donating their entry fee.
They're like the McDonald's two cheeseburger combo.
That's it. That's and you see them in there, with their school patches. And you see him in there, like even as juniors when they got the rib guard, and you're like, oh man, right? You see, and there's certain things you see shin guards on the outside of the uniform, and you're like, okay, you're about to get something, right? You're a cheeseburger. You don't even know that you don't know. You're not good yet. Not dogging on you. That's just what you are. Anyway, I felt like they fed him cheeseburgers, and then he just let the highlight reels go up, and then he just became. The dude's badass, right?
Yeah,
I love that dude fighting.
Yeah, me too.
But we'll see what happens with him. He's on the Bellator thing. How far do you think Ross takes karate combat, or how long do you think Ross stays with karate combat?
I'm not sure. I guess it just depends on how he sees it going. I mean, I'm sure a couple years, and then what he does next. I don't know. The guy's has another career. He doesn't need to do this. He does.
No, he doesn't. But that's what I wonder. Like, all right, if you don't need it,
just do it.
Let's say right now he was the champion. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think he would stay there? Do you think
I mean,
that somebody else?
No, he would. I think he would win the title and have a couple big fights and then move on.
Then move on to what though? That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
Would you do like the one championship series, maybe?
One would be kind of cool. Yeah. I think one would be good because they have everything. They have Muay Thai, they have the kickboxing, and they have MMA, and they have tons of people watching. So, what do you think?
I like Ross with the karate combat, but I almost want to see him do kickboxing more because I want to see more kickboxing.
Well, yeah, same here.
You
and I have talked about this so much. That's my favorite sport is K1 style kickboxing. I love it. And it's just I don't get why it hasn't worked here or why it's not as popular here. I mean, I loved the HD Net days where I could just watch K1 all the time, every Friday and Saturday. and I think before it became Access TV, and just watch.
Well, yeah. What
And
about
even
this?
back in the day with the ESPN, when they had it on ESPN,
No, that was a many
that was a
days
long
ago.
time. Yeah, that was when I was in
But
college.
what about back of the day, right?
Yeah.
Like above the waist kickboxing.
Yeah,
You're not a fan of that, huh?
No, I like it. I just don't think that that's going to come back. I mean, the only place you see that is in WACO and organizations like WKU and WKA. So,
Yeah.
also actually the I think IKF, International Karate Federation, or Kickboxing Federation. They're doing a lot of stuff around here as well. We may even have the guy on here sometime as well to talk about what he's doing to try to grow the sport.
Word.
Because he's put on a lot of events when other people aren't in kickboxing. So they've had
obviously
a
in the
lot of
early
people there.
90s, when I first started martial arts, because I started in 92.
That was the thing, right?
That was the thing.
Yeah,
It was above the waist kickboxing.
not Duke Rufus.
And
My bad.
and
Rick
literally,
Rufus.
I'm
Yeah.
like, I didn't want to be like a champion karate tournament guy. I didn't want that.
Yeah.
Right. I wanted to be just like my instructors. They were kickboxing champions. And they were the shit. Right. And I'm like,
Yeah.
this is awesome. All of these moves I know. I can do all of these things. And here I am, like 10, 11 years old, watching this stuff. I'm like, I know all this stuff.
Yeah.
I do these same moves. This is so cool, right?
Yeah. It's true.
And so, but it's just like anything else. And that's why I liked it so much, is because now I'm out there barking out, yeah, do this, do that, because I know what that stuff is.
Right.
That's just the same as what it is when people are boxing, right?
Yeah.
Because that's the one thing boxing has on everybody, right? Doesn't matter whether you know boxing. Most people don't. Most people don't.
No.
But if you've ever thrown a punch before, you feel like you know what you're talking about. Even though
you feel like
no
yeah. No, you
even
don't.
though you have no idea. You've done that before. You've had people throw punches at you, and you've thrown punches before. So you feel like you know what you're talking about. You don't. So you feel involved and invited. That's what above the waist kickboxing did for me. I was like, this is where I belong. This is where my people are. We need karate schools to do that again.
Yeah.
Right. We need karate schools to be involved in that, just like karate tournaments. Right. Which you and I had a conversation about as well, where what might be happening with karate tournaments, but
we'll have to get them at another time.
Under a lot of things, we can save that for another time.
That was an interesting conversation. We'll let you guys in on it soon. But again, congrats to Ross, man. Amazing job. And just keep taking what you're doing to the next level, man. He's got a lot of things that he's working on right now. So
what weight is he fighting at right now? I think he's in the high 160s, right? High 160s, low 170s.
Yeah, I think that's the middleweight division there for them.
Crazy to think. I think he fought like 168 once. Like 168. This guy entered like the adult division at like 192.
Right.
And then beefed up from there. And now he's at 168, just shredded. Like 2% body fat. What?
Yep. Oh man.
Now
congrats,
he's training
Ross.
guys. Now he's training guys.
Yep, training people. So pretty cool. All right, next big topic. Straight Up is looking for fighters.
I am excited about this, man.
Yes, this kind of came out. We're like, whoa, all right. What are we having here? So both of us kind of thought the same thing. Like, okay, we're seeing Romani going to more the Muay Thai, Again, he was at AKAs. He was the only straight up member that was at AKAs.
No, Corey Williams is there too.
Right. I'm sorry. Yeah, Corey. All right. And
but of the main guys, of the
team of Romani, Brandon, and Bailey,
Romani was the only one of that three that was there. Gotcha.
Yeah, and then Josiah is the other young guy that was on the team from Ben's school. So that was kind of, we're like, okay, maybe he's gonna, be more active. And then he did the Muay Thai fight, and it's kind of like, maybe not. And we know that Brandon, wants to do full contact and has done full contact and does a lot of different things. But he was at Rhode Island and competed. You know, Bailey, of course, has not been active. He will be back at the battle, I'm sure, unless something's changed. But you know, I just feel like Joe's kind of like, I want some more consistency, you know.
Oh, absolutely.
And
You
so
gotta.
and that's kind of the hard thing, you know. I mean, he's
Dude,
going
let's
to go
think
to all
about it
these
like
events.
this. Let's don't forget about it. Your favorite football team, right? Oakland Raiders, right?
Well,
When they were
not
the LA Raiders.
Vegas
People
Raiders, you know,
forget they have Bo Jackson and
and
Marcus
Marcus
Allen at the same time.
It's insane. Imagine if they used both those guys at the same time like they should have.
Imagine if Bo Jackson didn't get hurt. That's
Well,
another thing.
that too.
But anyway,
yeah.
so yeah, having consistency, that's not a bad thing. So it's like, yeah, you've got, listen, I can't remember us being almost 6 months into the year still talking about one guy all
Who
the
hasn't
time
fought?
that
Who
we
hasn't
haven't
fought
seen
yet?
fight yet, right? Like I can't remember. Like I don't think we talked about ever.
Oh, you mean since we've had our show? Is that what you're talking about?
No,
Oh, you mean ever?
I mean as a collective group. That was one
Well,
guy
I
would
feel
be
like
so much
I feel
buzz.
like yeah, I feel like Raymond's been that way.
But even then, like after a while, you're like,
And
all right,
Elijah.
let's focus on these guys. I think after a while, I was like, all right, yeah, but let's focus on these guys. There's enough of these guys here.
Right.
I mean, even when Jason Borelli was that guy and he was not there for a while, I was like, all right, let's focus on these guys. All right. We can't mention anything in karate tournaments without bringing up Bailey Murphy.
Well, that's true. Yeah. I mean, I think the three that are like that to me are Avery, Bailey, and Elijah, you know, and because those are the ones that we definitely talk about. And then there's other ones that should be, you know, like
Cam.
Cam is one that's kind of like, we think he's done because he'll show up at other tournaments and not compete. Then we see him at AK's, well, he probably not going to compete. Oh crap, he's competing. You know,
it's like, final.
Yeah, he's in the final. You know, it's really interesting where our sport is right now, and I think it's awesome because there are at times someone who we could say is the best, but then depending on the situation, one of those guys can also be that. Like, I don't think, I've seen Avery beat people, and even both of us kind of thought that, you know, when him and Bailey fought, that it could have very easily been Avery's match, you know, at Diamonds, you know, and
well, yeah, especially the last couple clashes.
Yeah. So, I mean, I just think that we're in a great time, and right now, most of the top people are going to these events, you know, like pretty sure everyone's going to be at battle. You know, I mean, they sold their 2 hotels out 4 months before the tournament. Like, that's insane. So, but anyways,
you know what I kind of.
So as far as looking for fighters, who do you think we should be looking at, or where do we think that those people are going to come from?
Here's what I think. What do
you guys think as well? Let us know,
guys that would thrive with Joe Greenhaw.
Yes,
that's what you got to think about.
Exactly, and it's not necessarily people that, because it says free agents. I mean, we're just going to mention people that we think.
Free.
Yeah, everyone's a free agent.
Everyone's free, right? Yep. So I'll say number one. I've said it a lot of times. You want the best team? All Stars is out there.
Well, yeah.
You want a sponsor? You want the best team? You want the best sponsored team? Go ahead. You got them. They're just sitting there, waiting. Here you go. Assembled, coached.
Yeah. True.
Here you go.
And then you just put Bailey on their home, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know, right?
You get maybe
that's probably the better idea
in the world on the same team.
Yeah,
haven't had that since we had the first All-Star.
3 best fighters. I'm sorry, Jack is still in the top.
Oh yeah, exactly. And you know what? And then we do stuff like that. Jack's like, excuse me.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
So yeah, we haven't had that since we had the original All-Stars. You know, when it went Ray, Jack, Jotty. That was the only time we've ever had anything like that.
And Jason.
I meant Jason when I said Jack.
Then Jotty was on like the next year.
And then Jack came on later, right? But when it was Ray, Jason, Jotty, I'm sorry. You got 3 anchors, and they're all gonna abuse you, right?
Yeah.
I think Jotty was did an interview one time, said that they got that he and Ray got pissed at Jason because he let someone score on him.
Right. Like, wow.
A point.
Okay. Yeah.
And they
A
got
point.
pissed. Whew,
All right.
the kind of team they got.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be interesting. But anyway, if that's a thing, hey, it's out there. I've said that enough times, but it's whatever. I think someone who could thrive with Joe on straight up would be someone like Zach Winder.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. Zach, I love Zach. I trained with Zach. Zach is different.
Mm-hmm.
Those that have trained with Zach Winder know Zach Winder is different, right? He is two different people sometimes. When he trains and when he's in competition, right? And I think what we need is
someone to
a
get
lot,
him
and
into
this is
that.
not different. There's a lot of fighters like this, right?
Yes, definitely. And
I talked to Dwight.
a lot of competitors like this, because I don't think it's just
Exactly.
fighters either. I think forms guys do the same thing.
You said it. I used to be a forms guy who did that to myself. Used to be like, oh, I can't do this. I can't do this. Look at who I'm competing against, right?
Right.
I did that one time when I was competing against Chris Walker, right? For a forms grand. He won the Japanese, I won the Korean, and I was so freaking nervous to compete against him. I actually told him that. Later on, I'm like, what the heck was wrong? Why did I say that? Why did I count myself out? Anyway, point is, all right. So yeah, but I think someone like Zach, who's incredibly freaking talented, right? Zach is one of the best kickers in the world right now. Right now, right? Absolutely, all right? This dude can do it all. He's stupid fast, all right? He can constantly move. He's really strong, but I don't know what he's doing, right? I don't know what he's doing. I know he's building up his personal training. It's great. So I don't know what he's doing with that. If he wants to keep fighting, and I'm not sure. But I think Zach Winder would be great.
Zach would be good. Yeah. For me, and I mentioned this to you, and you're like, yeah, perfect.
Absolutely.
And he is on another team right now, but still, I feel like a Justice Floyd would be a great one fit on this. Yeah, and so is Zach. But because the way, just the different type of fighter he is compared to the other ones on their team, like a real strong kicker, but who has so much growth and range to go, and, I think Murphy is helping him get that kind of fire out of him. And I think Joe would do the exact same, so I just feel like that would be great. And for him to be around those fighters like Brandon and Bailey would just make Justice push himself to that level,
And I think these are guys.
And it makes, like, as a team, if you're going against that type of team, it's not like, okay, this team is all the same style, it makes any team different. You know what I mean? So go ahead.
I think those are guys that Joe would enjoy training, would enjoy coaching,
right?
Because they want it, but like there's a good amount of talent there that, hey, if you are coachable,
right,
you could really thrive, and I think they really could.
So Alex, I guess the question should also be, instead of where are their current fighters at? All right, so we're saying Romani is doing Muay Thai. All right, what has happened with Josiah? Is he injured? Can someone from Ben's let us know what's going on with him? Why is he not competing? Bailey should be out. We don't know, but he's in college being an athlete.
But here's the thing: it could be
Brandon,
as simple as it could be. Listen, there's so few events right now that it could be as simple as, listen, I was injured in Chicago, right? And I planned on being in Rhode Island, but my flight got changed.
Right.
It could be as simple as that.
Right.
And then we wouldn't have seen you all year. That's how crazy this year is.
See, I think you're I think you're saying that there's not many events. Dude, there's tons of events. There's like 5-6 events this weekend. There's tons. So yeah, but there never was that many big ones. Okay. We've only missed one tournament was canceled this year. That was it. Okay. So, and really not a lot of people really go to that one. All right. I mean, as far as the top people, the last time that they had the Quebec Open, no offense to those guys, but it wasn't like all the top fighters went there. All right. So again, it's AKAs, compete, Rhode Island, then battle, So it's been like that for a few years. In May, now there has been Amerikick at times, but they've kind of switched back and forth. So they're still having their event. So I don't think it's as bleak as what you think, as far as like as Bears, what you think. There's events all the time. And again, last year, these fighters like Bailey, like Brandon, were going to regional events all over the place. They were going to different ones. So I don't think they're just not being active. Last year, they were active. They were going to all these tournaments. It's not that there's not events. There's more events now than ever. So I really believe that, but we will see when we get into the summer when it's, the battle, U.S. Open, Capitals, and getting ready for Diamond. So I don't know. But anyways, we've already blasted a bunch of names of tournaments that aren't sponsoring the show.
Oh, yeah.
It's all right.
You know what? Is there any, who else I think would be great? Just real quick. I think would be fantastic with Joe? Trey Lazenby.
Oh,
Could you imagine that? Could
yeah.
you imagine him being back in the line and Joe going, just freaking get him? Just
Yeah.
Could you imagine the purple knockouts?
That would be crazy.
Imagine a team like that, though.
And he's had guys like that before in the past. So,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Do you remember Jose Lorero? I think
he
was one.
Yeah, that's who. Yeah, he is.
Dude,
that was the guy I was thinking of.
Making ridge hand knockout guy.
Yep.
I love that dude. That dude was good. I like that guy.
Yeah. Oh man.
Trey would be a more talented version of that.
Mm-hmm. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
You ready to talk about this? All right. Kage Showdown. All right. So first off, last week, 2 weeks ago? I guess it was 2 weeks ago. Jackson and Black Belt Magazine put this out that this was an event that was going to happen. And the finals were going to be at the battle. And there's all this money, like 10 grand. And we're like, all right, this is great. Finally, some money for forms competitors. And you know what? Then come to find out that it was already chosen. It was already done. So let's kind of get into what it is. So
yeah,
the idea,
explain what it is.
So it's all an anonymous people that have put this together. So if they comment on it, it won't be a person saying it. It will be someone from their page, which we want them to comment and let us know what's going on, what they're, because obviously we can't have you on the show. Well, actually we can because, hey, we did Sport Karate Memes,
I still don't know who that is.
Oh, I do, but yeah.
I don't know who that.
So
it's amazing because we had the guy on the show. Don't even know who he is. Troy Sexton was pissed at me because I don't know who he is. Like, how you gonna be mad at me?
That's awesome. But anyways, so they have a website. You can go check it out. Is it that? I think it's Kage Showdown. And they have 10 martial artists who are doing forms. Okay. They have kind of pretty much some type of stock music that they use.
Yeah. So I think that's
their whole body is covered. It looks like they were all competing in the same kind of area. It's like some karate school that they blacked out and then made into where honestly, silhouette. But it's kind of cool. Like, let's just say from the outside in, it looks like a comic book, like a live comic book. It's kind of the best way I would describe it. Right. As far as I'm trying to not dig myself a hole in here. Yeah, I know. Well, I know it's the same thing. Trying to be good here, but so the idea of what they put out was one to give forms competitors money and pay everyone that competes. Okay, so they'll give, I think it's $5,000 to the winner, and then a certain amount to the second and third, and then everyone down to 10. Okay. Their idea of the reason why they were blacking out everyone's face and not showing the face is because they think that the problem with our sport in forms is the bias and what your name is and what the what it says on the back of your gi. Okay, we've talked about that some. We've said knockout seating, so that doesn't, stop that. But and then now they have the judges are the fans. So you watch the video, you have to click on it once you've watched all of them. Then you go to the next one, then you vote for who you thought won. Okay. The top 3 are going to go to the finals at the battle, right? Battle of Atlanta. So again, this wasn't the top 10 competitors in the world. This wasn't a qualifier to figure out who was. These were just chosen. So you're telling me that these random people are just chosen to win 10K when the top competitors that are competing are going for $500. That's one of the problems I have with it, is that, especially at a tournament like the battle.
Because eventually this masked person will be unmasked.
Right. And they're going to show all the competitors. Do I think some of these competitors are probably already in the finals or up there? Yeah, I think there may have been 1 or 2. I just feel like you choosing them kind of defeats your argument, right, of it being biased. So you don't want to be biased based on the judges and everyone else in sport, right? You just want to be biased based on who you like and who you want to win money. That's okay, but I don't see how that betters the sport, in my opinion. I like the idea of doing something different, and I think giving the money is great, but I feel like there has to be a qualifier. As far as just the idea of doing something like this. Now, do I think that this format does anything to make the form stand out? No. Shake your head because I'm sure you're thinking the same thing. Like, to me, this, instead of showing the best parts of, or my favorite parts of forms, it actually took away every single thing that I love about forms, especially open forms. 1, facial expression. 2, intensity. 3, the yells and the, there's no of that. So they're saying they want to do the traditional kata version of this. Well, how are you going to do that if you don't want the voices to be? That's going to be awful, right?
All you'll be able to tell is if someone's knee washing or not. But you can't really, because it's just a silhouette.
Yeah, correct.
Depending on the angle, you'll never know.
And guys, I really don't want to just feel like we're just bashing this.
No,
but
I got good things to say.
And here you go. Most of them look the same because you took away their presence, their attitude, everything. And even, and part of it was, I felt like there were a couple in there trying to overdo some things that isn't even their personality. You know what I mean? Like, it was just over, like, okay, this is weird. Like, they're having to go out and do some stuff that doesn't really make sense to, like, get people into it when there's no one there. And because they don't have the intensity in their face and the yells and stuff, I don't know. To me, it just takes the best parts of our sport out of it. I don't think that, if you don't want to have teams, then don't have teams. If you don't want to have seeds, then don't have seeds. But the facial expression, the intensity, the presence is a huge part of this. Some people saying, yeah, we get to see the actual karate and stuff. Yeah, but karate is still all of it. It's not, you don't at all. And there's no pot. No, go ahead. Like, because we're supposed to be talking about this back and forth.
Well, you don't. The reason you don't is because, like, think about this, Jeff. Like, one of the biggest things that are like when you see people, I love that you said open forms too, by the way, because that's what it was. That's what it is.
Right? Yeah. It's open
when
forms.
Someone throws a punch and their hand chambers here, but if it's here as it's throwing the punch, you're like, well, the X. Right? Because that's bad. You need it all the way pinned back. You can't really tell.
No, you can't tell that. No.
You can't tell. Because you can't tell where it is in proximity to their uniform, because you can't see their uniform. You can't tell where they are, where their body is turned. You can't see.
And like I said, everything that makes that competitor and stand out, you took away from them. Their face, the snap, the yell. So
what do I do?
Even
let's just take that one little thing though, Jeff. Right? Mm-hmm. because everyone in martial arts competition would agree that if someone throws a punch and their rear hand doesn't chamber back and it looks like this, they would be like, "Oh, you win nothing." It doesn't matter what the rest of your form looks like. You absolutely cannot win this division. There's no possible way.
Yeah.
So
well, listen, I've seen people who won for years doing that, but whatever. Right. Go ahead.
We go with what should be. All right.
Yeah.
So what do I do in this scenario where I can't see? Do I just pretend that all of them are back? Or do I pretend that they're all here?
You just ignore it and you look for something else, which is what they're making you do.
Now look at this. So now we're potentially giving a W to someone who punches like this and brings their hand here. Like, I don't understand that, right? And the other thing, like I mentioned, like the knees washing into the stances, I couldn't fully tell the stance, right? What did Drew just say? Found myself looking at their stances, and that format or animated look made them look bad. I thought the same thing. I'm like, I can't tell because I was doing the same thing, Drew. I was looking at their stance because I'm like, I can't tell what's happening up here. I can't tell, right? Now, all of this also might be, I want to give the credit on this, and then I'm going to go back and praise him for a moment. This might just be that, all right, Alex, you haven't spent enough time focusing on this. I'm going to give a little
maybe
that is the case, right? But if while I'm doing that and I'm going, okay, now I'm looking at their stances. Now I'm breaking this up. Rewind. Who's judging?
Have to rewind.
Yeah. Who's judging this?
You. Me. All of us. Yeah. So if the judges don't know how to look at it, then right.
You're going to give away $10,000.
Right.
To fan voting.
Yeah.
Look at it. I compare martial arts competition, high level.
And I guess what they're saying,
And one of the things I think that's great about the NBA is NBA All-Star Weekend. I love the NBA All-Star Weekend. I love every moment of it. Mm-hmm. Let the All-Star game, it is a game, it's fun, it's All-Star, it's cool. The starting lineups are fan voted. But the game, the outcome of the game is not fan voted.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Who gets to compete is fan voted. I think that would be awesome.
Well, that is what they did. They did that in 2015 with the Battle of Atlanta, and this was the cool thing they did and I thought that was a great format. Choosing that. Who do we want to see? And then
let's go.
It was head-to-head competition. And then you went on, you had to do a different form, you had a different style. Like, it was great. It was, Carmichael did a great job with that.
Yeah, that was really cool. Now, well, here's what I did like about the Kage Showdown. Okay. I like that we're looking at something different, because I think high-level forms in open sport martial arts competition, they're starving for some kind of originality.
But Alex, they took away all the originality in this thing. If we looked, everybody looked the exact same.
Well, I know
and
that.
then the only thing, and then they looked even more the same because you took away their face and their yells and everything.
I'm going to circle back to that. I'm going to circle back.
Go ahead.
But what I mean is, like, it's just become like an unwritten. Like, people they don't even think that, like, you wear a white uniform and you do traditional. I understand that. You wear a black uniform for everything else.
True.
Why?
True.
That's just what everybody does.
Yeah.
Wear a blue one. No, that looks ugly. But does it, though?
No, I always like wearing blue tie. It was cool.
Yeah. Wear a red one.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks ugly. But does it? Or do you just think it does because that's all you've never seen?
I mean, you have Shaquan wearing a white, with no sleeves, like.
That was dope, right?
Yeah.
Do that. Dude's also got crazy pipes, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Right? I would too, right? Anyway, so just doing something different and original, right? Being out there, something that people have never seen before. All right. Kim Do doing spin chop punches on his knees. That was cool. You doing the kick from your knees. That was freaking cool. It doesn't always have to be over the top trick, different and difficult, which we are at a level today that's never, no other time in history could anybody compete with as far as the difficulty level. What we're seeing today is the best ever.
Right.
However, the originality just went.
Yeah. Right.
So let's compete. Let's find some stuff like that. Like I mentioned, like someone like Kim Do, he would do. He was one of the people's champs because he would do tricks that were like, who thinks of that stuff?
Right.
That's not over the top
I like it, Drew.
difficult, but it's like, who even thinks of that? What is this? What did he say? I want.
He just said, "I want, the creative division with a white uniform." Nice.
Do it. You know what I mean? I think I only wore a white uniform, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
Sometimes
you
I wore like I think
red.
I did that.
I thought you had a red, right?
And then sometimes I wore a red, right?
Yeah.
Not be the only one. Be a sea of white
Yeah.
and black and just be me, the one guy in
Yeah.
red. Like, all right. It was like, why? Why can't you?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, see, it used to
Now
be
the
like
Padres showed
growing
up.
up, it was white and black was the thing until
Yep.
about 97, then it switched. 97, 98. Yeah, so the other thing though, all right, and as far as a good thing, because they blacked it out and because everyone was doing a round off flash or a Jesus flip or something, it made me look for who did something different as who I would want to, to win. So I was looking for something different, which I think in some ways is good. That's for me.
Yeah.
That's kind of what the reason why I looked at, as far as that goes. Yeah, I agree. Like
this way, Jeff. What if this just exposes what the current status of the sport is that so many people didn't even realize? Like, they didn't realize that we all look the same. Like when an outsider looks at like an extreme forms division, someone who doesn't know anything about sport martial arts competition, and they just look at an extreme forms competition, they go, that all looks the same.
Yeah.
It all looks the same.
Yeah.
Right? There was a buddy of mine said this even about point fighters. He goes, everybody does the same thing. And I'm like, get the heck out of here. No, they don't. And he goes, yeah, they do. They all pick their leg up and then they run into each other and then they start punching.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, they don't. He goes, yeah, guarantee. I'm like, well, yeah, I do that.
Yeah.
But he goes, well, no, everybody doesn't do that. But yeah, there was a certain time where you might just look at something and go, that's exactly what a good portion of these people do. Now, when you look at an extreme forms division, everybody has the same format. Stand in the corner, hand down here, and then you do your short little hand combo, and then do a little trick pass. Now you're up in the front corner. You do something there. You move. Like, gosh,
yeah.
We need guys like Rudy Ragnon back. All right, Steve Torada. All right,
Yeah.
Get these guys back with some straight up awesome choreography.
Yeah, I agree. So
if it changes that, then people go, all right, I'm gonna do something no one's ever done. Not necessarily difficult, but different. This was a win.
Yeah. So I think there needs to be a qualifying system. My other thing is like we're kind of going backwards in this COVID thing. Like we're going back to watching people online again. Like as far as online competition, that part kind of got me. It's like really wait, we're going backward. So that was one. The other thing is yes, low block starting is a big pet peeve. Yeah.
And the low block starting position might be the biggest pet peeve right away, which is funny, Jeff. That was something we were going to talk about.
Yeah.
We're not going to do that though.
Alex, so my only thing, so if you finish and you watch this, then at the bottom, they have, a whole thing of why they're doing this. And they say that our sport can't be taken seriously until the bias is removed. Okay, what other serious sport covers the people's face? None. No uniform, that never happens. So I don't think that's the case at all. It's like so I feel like that's a little jaded, jaded view.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I think it can be taken serious before. You know what I think it really needs?
Well, just a random, no seeds, randomize it, whatever. If you want to take everyone's gi, without the, I just don't. I don't feel like there was any bias when you did the Battle of Atlanta thing. You had judges like John Sue and Hakeem Austin and Ashley Lane and Nate Andrade and all of these ones that aren't there for bias. They didn't care, So
they don't know nobody. They have no affiliation with anybody competing.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. There's bias in WKF. There's bias in golf. and which is weird because they should, but they should be able just to win. But I still think there's some bias in maybe how some calls are. All right, maybe golf isn't the best. All right.
That was a tough one. That was
Yeah, that was a
one.
tough one. All right, I'm
Now, if
trying
you
to think
want
of
to say
another
like there's
sport.
bias, like in
Gymnastics.
one of my favorite
Gymnastics,
sports,
definitely.
the NBA, and how rigged those
There we
conference
go.
finals
Yes,
were. Yep.
definitely
Yeah,
in the
Jackson, it was
NBA.
rigged, man. Celtics shouldn't have won that game. It was rigged. Whatever.
Definitely some bias in the NFL, bias even in baseball. There's all of that. So there's bias in all of it. I mean,
You know
even
what
in fighting.
You know what I think would be cool though is when we mentioned him, we get another Shaquan Parsons. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Shaquan is Mr. Viral. Like, dude, everybody recognizes this dude, right? But it's kind of hard to build this up when everybody looks at how freaking awesome this guy is and what he can do, and he ain't placing in the top 3 in his division.
He's winning. What are you talking about? He's winning grands when he shows up. He won an AKA. He won.
He didn't win all his divisions.
Yeah, he won the overall Forms Grand. He didn't win the Warrior Cup, but he won the overall Grand for CMX. Yeah.
Maybe. All right. Misspoke. Okay. That's fine. All right. But I think we need more. We need another one, right?
Right.
So if we get another one of him, you know what I mean? Just like in general, just somebody where there's like buzz here.
Yeah. The problem is no one goes viral from just putting their form out. Okay. You go viral from putting out a technique or a kicking combination or something like that. You know what I mean? So it's a little different. So, or just some knowledge, you know what I mean? Like you just teach people how to do karate on TikTok or something. I don't know, but there's things like that. So Tatum over Giannis. All right.
Tatum is better than Giannis at nothing.
Oh man. But so that is kind of what we were talking about. Anything else on this? I mean, it's a tough one, man. But
no, I will tell you this. I think this is the rough draft.
Yeah,
I don't know what it's going to look like next. I don't even know what to recommend really, because what I would recommend would be that basically do the opposite.
Yeah,
right?
Same.
So yeah, Shaquan's energy is amazing, right? Should get Shaquan in this. It would be no surprising like which one is Shaquan. Like, oh, I know who that guy is. Right?
So that's kind of where I went with what is the purpose here? Just because I feel like I don't get it. I just don't get it with what the purpose really is. Because again,
if the purpose, if
to not be biased, then you just defeated the point of it. So
I know by making a mission statement like that makes it hard to go, oh, okay, well, we're going to do this. But if you listen, I'm glad that there's something different. I'm trying not to dog on it so much, but
yeah,
everything I would do would be different.
Same. Yeah.
So they must be onto something good, because it doesn't mean I know everything what I'm doing.
It's true. I mean,
right?
You haven't picked the Super Bowl.
You
haven't picked the Super Bowl winner in 25 years.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Here's step one. You guys, I'm going for you. You're doing the opposite of what Alex would do. That means you're going great, right? But I really do. I think that there's something there. I think that there could be something big. There could be something special about this. We don't know what. I think what might be better is if we went, all right, we have these 10 people. Everybody knows who they are. And then it's like, I don't know, maybe it's the Masked Singer.
But people knew how they got there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There was an open qualifier or something, I don't know, but yeah. All right then.
yeah, and then I think an open qualifier was. I hadn't thought of that. I think that's a great point, because you should have
the best people getting that money. You know what I mean?
Like, imagine a time, go back, 10 years ago, where you'd have like Matt Emig, Calvin Choka,
Mark Canzano,
Torada, you name it, and they weren't in the competition, and you had
Right.
something like this, you'd be like, well, what was the point of it then?
Right. Rudy,
You
all
didn't
those
have
guys.
dynamic in it. What is this?
Yeah. Right.
You know?
Yeah. So we'll
But-
see who everyone is, but yeah. So, but again, I'm glad that someone's doing something for the sport, and trying to do something in their own way, different, not just copy what people are doing, but we will see how it goes, man. You good,
All right,
Alex?
brother.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for joining us. And this is episode 141, man. We are getting up there. We'll be in 150 very soon. Next week, hopefully we'll have a guest. We got 2 options. So
Oh man, either one is going to be
either one's going to be great. So we will let you guys know probably over the weekend or of course Wednesday morning. But going to be a great time. And anything else? Good night.
No,
Nene.
man, I'm really excited to see what happens at the battle. I
Me
know there
excited.
has to be things happening behind the scenes. I hope straight up gets like some other pickups. You know what I mean? I know you said Justice Floyd.
I don't think that's going to happen though, but yeah.
I don't think it's going to
No.
like, hey, someone like that, you know what I mean?
Or just for their team to come, like I like to see what Velocity's team's going to be. I like to see, like, really, I want to see Dojo and All-Star and Dojo and, we're going to see the K-Talk Impex team. That's exciting.
Who's
what's
on
that
that
going to
team?
So Avery, the team I would think of would be Avery, Hector Solari, and Pablo, and I guess Chris Gorham. So
Chris.
those 4. There may be one more. The guy,
Dwayne Morin, the kid from Canada. He's very good.
I thought his name was Mike McCree or whatever.
There's a lot of Canadians.
Yeah, but a lot of them aren't on that. I thought only 1 or 2 stayed. Because the other ones I thought were under Sam's group, and they're
right
with them.
That's
so they're not on that team. They're part of the team. Whatever
they did the copy and paste, like
yeah, they did that.
We're not a part of the KTLC anymore.
Yeah, in French.
I feel like I should have put that out there. That way people know. That way people didn't mistake that I'm on KTLC.
Yeah, that's
right. If you didn't put that post out, they think you're on KTLC still.
That's true. So I don't know, but that's going to be exciting. All-Star, Team Dojo, or TD, whatever. Straight up, hopefully. I mean, there's
top 10 USA.
More, next level. I mean, all of these guys. So it's going to be great. All right, guys.
Good hanging, brother.
Yes, always fun.
This has been another episode of Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. I am Alex Dingman.
I'm Jeff Doss. See you guys next week.